all white people are racist. So I put this up because I really want any white person in the room to know up front that this is what we're dealing with.
Okay, we got videos like this on YouTube where a fairly large, use the word obese, black woman gets up in front of a large group of people and starts off her speech with all white people are racist. And then she goes about elaborating on that statement. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to dissect a YouTube strike against me. We're going to go through what happened since last night. I'm going to cover what I said in the appeal, and then I'm going to give you a transcript of the video that they claim was offensive against community guidelines and therefore penalized my channel for the umpteenth time. I forgot how many times my channel has been more penalized than it has been not penalized ever since I've joined YouTube. They just simply cannot handle someone speaking their mind and having an opinion that's different than theirs. So last night I got a YouTube strike for a particular video on a book. It's this book. The book is called Injustice: Exposing the Racial Agenda of the Obama Justice Department, written by J. Christian Adams. If you click listen, there's a publicly available audio sample of the book. And so I took that sample and I thought it was so powerful, I wanted to help promote the book. I have read the book and I think it gives an incredible case for the Department of Justice having racism and targeting reverse racism. Absolutely believe it's the case. Matter of fact, I could go through specific examples in my life, but I'm not a victim. I don't walk around as a victim, and I don't go around whining all the time about my life. I'll just figure out a way to make it work. But I do plan on exposing the evildoers. So this is the book of this. There was a sample of this book. I made a video of it. There is nothing else in that video other than a sample of the book, and I'm going to read you the transcript. So I put in my appeal, right? My appeal. And they have looked at my appeal, and they say the appeal has been rejected. You guys see that down there? Appeal rejected, which means that I'm going to have a penalty strike up into almost the third month of 2018, February 26th. Which means if I get two more, they'll shut my channel down, and I guarantee you there are people watching my channel that are going to be looking for any little thing. But this is what I consider, I can't even believe that I've got a YouTube strike for playing an audio clip of a book, and there were many people that told me, well, once you have a real human being review it, they won't give you the strike. They'll take it away. But that isn't what's happened at all. They did have a real human being review it, and they rejected my appeal. Now, I just played you a video where a black lady said all white people are racist, and they don't think that's a problem. That doesn't go against their community guidelines. But my video where I show Obama and then I play an audio of the book, and here is a transcript of exactly what was said during that video, nothing more and nothing less. Matter of fact, I've created a Dropbox location that I will put in the description bar of this video. And you can go download the video they gave me a strike for. You can download the whole video, you can watch it, and you can get yourself acclimated to the true situation regarding freedom of speech here on YouTube. There is no such thing as freedom of speech. They have an agenda they want to push on society. YouTube has become the most popular watering hole for people to share ideas, and they simply cannot have anybody coming to that mainstream watering hole and sharing ideas that goes against their agenda. Now, as I read this transcript, I'm going to be reading exactly what was said in the video they gave me a strike for. And so you say, well, they'll give you a second strike. Well, I'm going to preface this reading of this transcript by saying, if anybody gets offended, please get off my channel. I mean, I'm not intending to offend you, little snowflake. I'm simply reading what was in a book. You can agree with it or not agree with it. Are we in, in Europe, it's illegal to say certain things about the Holocaust. They will put you in jail. Are we at that point in America where if you say certain things, ask Bryce Matthew Quellar, also known as Fisher of Men, who has a YouTube channel with over 220,000 subscribers, and that was only one YouTube channel. He had many, many more with over 175 million views. Do you know where Bryce Matthew Quellar is today? He's in prison. Does that surprise you? Now, as I read this, I'm not advocating or saying that it should be offensive to you. I don't think it should be offensive to you. I think we should be able to read a book and be introduced with new ideas. Maybe the Obama Department of Justice had racial agenda. Maybe they did. Is that as bad as the black obese lady saying all white people are racist? Here is the exact transcript of what was said in the video that I got a strike for. I appealed it, and they've already rejected my appeal, which means that my channel is one step closer to being taken off the air. And if you can imagine all the time and effort I put into advocating for innocent political prisoners and exposing this Department of Justice, ask yourself, what kind of society do you want to live in, and at what point will you do something about it? I am tired of living around people in fear. If you have any fear in you whatsoever, get away from me. That's exactly what God said to Gideon as Gideon was creating God's army, Gideon's army. Anybody with fear, get them out of here. Because fear will cause you to be a traitor to your brother. Fear will cause you to call the FBI on your friend. Fear will cause you to lose all of your honor. My backup channel, in the event they do take this channel down, is 1776 Lone Star. Here's the transcript of the video. If you get offended, please get off the channel. This transcript isn't meant to offend you. This is exact words from the sampling of the book Injustice, Exposing the Racial Agenda of the Obama Justice Department by J. Christian Adams, narrated by Johnny Heller. Introduction. For much of his life, Attorney General Eric H. Holder, Jr. carried around something peculiar. While most people keep cash, family photos, and credit cards in their wallets, Holder revealed to a reporter in 1996 that he keeps with him an old clipping of a quote from Harlem preacher Reverend Samuel D. Proctor. Holder put the clipping in his wallet in 1971 when he was studying history at Columbia University and kept it in wallet after wallet over the ensuing decades. What were Proctor's words that Holder found so compelling? Blackness is another issue entirely apart from class in America. No matter how affluent, educated, in mobile a black person becomes, his race defines him more particularly than anything else. Black people have a common cause that requires attending to, and this cause does not allow for the rigid class separation that is the luxury of American whites. This is a sense. There is a sense in which every black man is as far from liberation as the weakest one of his weakness is attributable, if his weakness is attributable to racial injustice. When asked to explain the passage, Holder replied, "It really says that I am not the tall U.S. attorney. I am not the thin United States attorney. I am the black United States attorney." And Rudy would add, he is one of the most corrupt United States attorneys that has ever held that position in the history of our country. And has nothing to do with him being black. It's just him being corrupt and a minion of the devil. And he was saying that no matter how successful you are, there's a common cause that bonds the black United States attorney with the black criminal, or the black doctor with the black homeless person. Has anyone ever asked Holder what exactly is the common cause that binds the black attorney general and the black criminal? More important, what should the black attorney general do about the common cause? Should the black criminal feel empathy for the black attorney general, or more likely do favors only flow in one direction? Holder's explanation of Proctor's quote offers some key insights into our Attorney General's worldview, first being more particular than anything else, skin color limits, and defines Americans. In other words, race comes first for Holder. Second, despite Americans' widespread belief in transracial principles. Do you guys understand what transracial principles is? Have you ever heard, you judge a man by the character, by the content of his character, and not by the color of his skin? Well, I guess if you believe that now, you're considered offensive to YouTube community guidelines. transracial principles such as individual liberty and equal protection. Blacks are expected to show solidarity with other blacks. And third, black law enforcement officers are expected to show solidarity toward their racial compatriots, including black criminals. It may sound shocking to hear, and then the sample was complete. That is the words that YouTube found offensive and has penalized my channel for. Now, I'm delivering this message to expose YouTube. Can you expose YouTube on YouTube? We'll find out. But we can watch a video where an obese black lady says all white people are racist, and that video remains up, no problem. Who knows what else is out there on YouTube? I'm sure I could find a lot worse things than that. And yet I can't play a simple sampling from a book? Are you kidding me? And people tell me, oh, once you appeal it and a human looks at it, it was just a robot. They'll side in your favor. It's obvious that was a mistake. No, my appeal was rejected. It was acknowledged. My appeal was acknowledged on November the 28th, and now my appeal is rejected. I want you to ask yourself, what kind of society do you want to live in? And what should your prayers be about YouTube? I pray that God Almighty sets things right again. That's what I pray for. We live in a horrific society with a horrific bias against anything Christian, anything truthful, anything biblical. And if you can't see it, then you don't have eyes to see and ears to hear, because it's certainly there. If you want to look at all of the video, the same video that I got a strike for, if you want to see a transcript, if you want to see my appeal, everything will be uploaded to the Dropbox location, and I'll put that link in the information bar and the comment section, and you can see the video for yourself that I got a strike for. And then as you're continuing watching other videos on YouTube, ask yourself if that was the right thing that they did to me, that they gave me a strike for that. And then pay real close attention to my channel as we go forward and see if they don't try to find yet more things about my channel, because they know I'm exposing them. I'm exposing YouTube, I'm exposing the Department of Justice, and I'm exposing the fact we got a lot of innocent political prisoners in prison that shouldn't be there. To God all the glory, and may Jesus Christ, God Almighty, may He set things right again. I'm looking forward to that day.